Thinking about buying a luxury home in Orlando? Here's what most agents aren't telling you. 2025 has totally flipped the script. Tariffs are driving up build costs, lenders are getting picky, and nothing's working the way it used to. On the surface, the market looks hot, but under the hood, it's a whole different story. This isn't just about finding a dream home. It's about knowing how to play a game that quietly changed overnight. So stick around because missing this could cost you big. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tiffany Pantozzi, and I lead the team at Align Real Estate. I'm ranked in the top 100 agents here in Central Florida, and my network spans 40 luxury markets across the country. What does that mean for you? Well, access to insider info that can seriously impact your next move in the luxury space. And today I'm joined by Chris Hardiman. He is a go-to expert when it comes to financing high-end homes, and Chris is a Fusion loan originator who works with high net worth buyers, and he's great at breaking down the mortgage process so it actually makes sense.
Thanks for having me, Tiffany. Whether you're buying your first luxury home or you've been through this before, we're here to help you make smart moves. The financing landscape has gotten a lot more complicated lately, and we're here to break it down and make it easier to navigate.
Today is not your average market update. We're digging into the financial shifts that are changing how luxury homes are bought. And what this means for you is that we're gonna cover the hidden cost, hitting custom home builds, and the smart moves that you could save a ton. And if you miss this stuff, it could end up costing you hundreds of thousands.
Let me start with what's going on in luxury loans right now. Things have changed a lot over the past year. Right now, jumbo mortgage rates for high-end homes are in the high sixes for a 30-year fixed loan. That might sound high if you remember those crazy low rates like under 3 during the pandemic, but here's the part that's actually surprising. The gap between jumbo loans and regular home loans has gotten way smaller. Regular conventional 30-year loans are averaging in the mid-sixes, which means jumbo loans are actually holding up pretty well. That makes getting a loan for a luxury home a little more doable than it once was.
And what's really interesting is how it's changing what buyers are doing in some of Orlando's top neighborhoods, like Windermere and Winter Park. So right now, about half of those high-end buyers are using cash and the other half are choosing to finance. That's a big change from a couple years ago when almost everyone paid cash for luxury homes. So it all comes down to what's called opportunity costs. If you've got money that can make solid returns in other investments, some buyers would rather get a loan for their home and let their money grow elsewhere. We'll get into some smart financing tips that are working really well in just a bit, but the big mindset shift is that cash just isn't king anymore. Now it's a tool that needs to work harder.
The way we look at high net worth borrowers in 2025 is totally different now. It's not just about pay stubs and tax forms anymore. We can look at other programs like asset utilization lending, where we look at a person's entire financial picture. That means we can take things like stocks, bonds, retirement accounts, all those qualified accounts, and use those to create an income and still have really aggressive interest rates. So now you have tools that can help borrowers like entrepreneurs and business owners that perhaps might not show great income on their tax returns, but still qualify for those jumbo mortgages at very competitive interest rates.
So what does that all mean for you? If you've got a mix of assets, you probably have more loan options than you think. But it also means the paperwork side is a lot more detailed than before. Later, we'll show you exactly what documents you need to have ready to go. The key is starting those conversations early in your home search, not after you find the house. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Even though lenders are getting more flexible for wealthy buyers, there's something else working against luxury home buyers. Most people don't even realize it's happening. Let me explain how global trade rules are quietly making luxury homes more expensive to build in Central Florida. But before we go any further, hit that subscribe button. This channel gives you direct access to Orlando's real estate pulse, market shifts, inventory trends, pricing strategies, and buyer and seller insights you won't find anywhere else. So stay ahead of the curve and don't miss your window. So let's talk about something that's hitting every luxury home build in Central Florida, but most people don't even realize what's causing it. In 2025, new tariff rules are creating major problems for building high-end homes in places like Golden Oak and Windermere. Here's what's going on behind the scenes. About 7% of all building materials come from other countries, worth around $14 billion. Now, these new tariffs are raising costs on those materials, and those extra charges are landing right on the buyer's shoulders.
Take European windows and fancy imported materials, for example. Tariffs on some of these are now between 10 to 25%. Even with the added cost, importing these materials from Europe can still save you 35 to 50% compared to buying US versions. But those savings are shrinking fast, because more builders are passing those new costs directly on to to the consumer.
And it's not just windows. If your luxury home has smart tech like security systems, smart thermostats, or even special lighting, there are big tariffs hitting those too. We're talking 15 to 25% on security gear and 25% on smart thermostats and lighting. So most builders aren't going to eat those costs, so buyers are the ones paying more. Steel and aluminum, that's another tough one. There's 25% tariff on both, and that's a big deal because the US gets over 40% of its aluminum and 35% of its steel from Canada and Mexico. That's making it way more expensive to build high-end homes. And it's not just the cost. Build times are getting stretched too. We'll break that part down more in the inventory section, but here's a quick preview. Construction material prices are up about 9% each year through early 2025. And since 2020, the total cost of building materials has gone up by 41%.
From the lending side, these rising prices are causing some issues we haven't had to deal with before. Builders are saying that about 10% of their suppliers are now sending materials to other places just to dodge the tariffs. That's making it harder to get the unique product needed for high-end finishes, causing big delays.
So what does that mean for you if you're building a luxury home? Custom builders in Orlando's neighborhoods are seeing delays of 4 to 8 months just because they can't get the materials that they need. And those higher material costs, they're raising home prices too. So some builders are even changing the price halfway through construction to cover those extra costs. So if you're planning to build, now is the time to have some real conversations with your builder about how they're going to protect your budget and your timeline. We'll show you how to make sure your builder and the lender are working together because that's more important than ever right now. But before we get into that, there's one more big thing you need to know. Inventory is so low in some of these luxury areas that it's changing how people plan their home search completely. Inventory and custom builds. So let's talk about what's going on with the luxury home inventory. Because it ties directly into everything we just said about rising construction costs and build delays, this low inventory is creating problems that most buyers don't even see coming. Right now in Winter Park, there are 159 luxury homes for sale with a median price around $815,000. In Windermere, listings are down 10% from last year, and there's only about 150 luxury homes on the market. Golden Oak, that's where things really get limited. Homes there range about $5 million to over $15 million, and it's so exclusive that buyers sometimes wait months or even years for the right home to pop up. So because of this squeeze, more people are looking into new builds or custom homes instead of resale. And in just a second, we'll talk more about why financing those custom builds is a lot trickier and why starting early matters more than ever.
If you're building a custom high-end home in 2025, it's not like it used to be. You need serious planning between you, the builder, and the lender right from the start. If your project is over $1 million, there are early talks about financing that are a must. Unlike before, you can't just figure out the loan halfway through the build. Now, a lot of builders want you fully pre-approved before they'll even break ground, especially in gated communities. And luxury builds often use a setup where the first 25% of the cost gets paid up front. From there, builders and lenders do monthly inspections with county officials to track progress. In 2025, lenders are asking for more detailed updates than ever before to make sure everything's going along the right way.
So one common roadblock that we're seeing is with vacant lot loans. That's when buyers need to buy the land first to be able to build. Most lenders now ask for at least 35% down on those types of loans. Another tricky part is getting your luxury home appraised during construction. It's not like appraising a finished house. What they do is they base it on how much the home will be worth when it's done. And most lenders won't go above an 80% of that value when they're deciding how much to loan you.
Some of the top luxury builders like Toll Brothers now work closely with certain lenders. They've built relationships to make the loan approval process quicker and smoother. These partnerships help keep everything moving, especially when there are a lot of steps and inspections to manage along the way.
So here's what it means for you if you're thinking about a custom build. You need to start having financing conversations 6 to 9 months before you plan to buy. That's because there's way more coordination now between the lender and the builder and everyone doing the inspection. It's a lot more complicated than it was just 2 years ago. And that brings us to the big question that every luxury buyer is asking. With everything we've talked about, higher interest rates, construction delays, and limited luxury homes on the market, should you buy now or wait? Let me share what the data says and why some of the smartest buyers are making moves right now, even with higher rates. Experts agree that being in the market usually easily beats trying to time the market perfectly. For luxury buyers planning to hold their homes long term, the current market might actually be an opportunity, not a problem. Right now, inventory is better than it's been in over 5 years. That's a huge change from the crazy seller's market we had back in 2020 and 2022. In January of 25, luxury homes had a sales ratio of just over 14%, which is way down from 37% in 23. This means buyers have more negotiating power than before.
On the financing side, we're seeing some smart solutions popping up. Many builders and sellers are offering mortgage rate buydowns to help you lower your payments, sometimes temporary, sometimes permanently. That makes buying now more affordable, even with those higher rates. For buyers who are okay with some rate risks, adjustable rate mortgages can give lower starting rates. And surprisingly, people with ARMs usually have higher income than those with fixed loans, meaning savvy buyers are using them strategically. High net worth buyers are also using things like security-backed loans and portfolio lending, which are more flexible than regular mortgages. Later, I'll share some refinancing tips that really matter if rates drop mid-year, like some experts expect.
So refinancing is another hot topic right now. Nationally, refinance applications are up 51% from last year. Luxury homeowners should think about refinancing based on how much money they'd save and how long they plan to keep their loan, not just hoping rates will fall. For those who've seen their home values jump, cash out refinancing at today's rates might free up cash for other investments that could earn more than the loan costs.
The key is to run a break-even analysis for your own situation, not just guess based upon what people say about where rates might go. Now, here's the most important advice if you're thinking about spending $1 million or more on a home loan right now. These strategies are what separate buyers who win from those who get stuck overthinking and miss out. Let me share some pro tips for handling $1 million home buys in today's market. If you're looking at a $1 million mortgage, lenders typically want your monthly mortgage payment to be no more than 38% of your total monthly income. That means you'd need to make roughly $270,000 to $300,000 a year, depending upon what other debts you might have. While most jumbo loans ask for 20 to 30% down, a lot of luxury buyers are using smaller down payments paired with portfolio lending. Smart buyers are using loans backed by multiple assets to get more borrowing power overall.
So timing is key here. Luxury buyers should get pre-approved about 6 to 9 months before they plan to buy, especially if they want a custom build that takes a while.
High net worth buyers need to get ready with all of their paperwork, like detailed asset lists, business values, and proof of income from other countries if that applies. Since interest rates might keep changing, it's smart to ask about rate locks that last 6 to 12 months for new construction. Some lenders offer longer rate locks for an extra fee, which can give you peace of mind while your home is being built. The buyers who do the best in 2025 are the ones focusing on long-term value, not trying to wait for the perfect market moment. Waiting too long usually means missing out and paying more overall.
So the Orlando luxury market in 2025 comes with its own set of challenges. To win, you need to understand how financing, construction, and timing all work together. This goes way beyond the usual real estate stuff. So the bottom line is the luxury market's gotten more complicated, but that also means more chances for buyers who know how to play it smart. Whether you're looking at a resale in Winter Park, thinking about a custom build in Windermere, or checking out the exclusive homes in Golden Oak, having the right team behind you makes all the difference. Chris and I work together hand in hand to make sure our luxury clients get the best financing options available. We'd love to be your trusted guides as you navigate this market, so don't wait to reach out. Contact us at hello@alignagents.com today, and let's start the conversation and take those first steps together. The real estate market moves fast, and you shouldn't wait either.
And if you want to start talking about financing right away, don't worry, I'm here for you. The best way to get in touch with me is very easy. Chris@fusionhl.com.
But don't go just yet. I've linked another video right here where I dive into Windermere's new neighborhoods you've got to check out in 2025. Trust me, a few of these spots might have you packing your bags before you know it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you there.